Dave, you've been in here making a bunch of racket, man. What you been up to?
Working on this 1000.
As far as the ATV lineup goes from CFMOTO, this is the biggest, baddest one they offer, and a lot of people that buy the CFORCE 1000, obviously they're wanting power, right? Or they would have got a 500 or a 600, which are also great ATVs, but
right.
The guys that are getting these, you know, twin cylinders, the 800 or the 1000, they want power, and then a lot of times they want more power than what that comes from the factory. So
right.
And that's why, that's why we're doing what we're doing, right? So what all do you look at? What are you digging into when you're tuning these things?
Well, there's several different ones. You know, the ECM isn't the same for all of them, so every one of them's got different things that need to be changed in them to make them better. On this one, you know, we're doing a lot with the volumetric efficiency tables, getting those set up, making the bike run richer, but also leaning it out in places. So everybody thinks that they need richened up everywhere, well, they really don't. You might have spots that are already too rich, but you got a lot of spots that are lean too throughout the whole map. So it isn't about just going in there and richening everything up and saying you're done. You got to really run them for a while, figure out where they're at, figure out what they like. Let's get real. We're selling power, so we're selling wide open throttle, but that's a very small percentage of where you're at, you know.
Yeah.
So we're spending a whole lot of time in the riding conditions, making the whole bike run cooler, smoother, more efficient. Just so many things go into it other than just wide open throttle, even though, let's get real guys, that's what you're buying. How much power did we make? And everybody forgets about how much there is to gain everywhere.
That's right.
And that's what we're going to be working on a whole lot with these tunes is making this thing have power everywhere, making it run great everywhere, not just wide open throttle.
We have customers that are mud riders, we have customers that are just avid trail riders that are climbing hills when they can, you know, so we're looking at a lot of different details that we can do in here, but also smoothness. That's something that we can adjust as well, right?
Exactly, yes, and especially, of course, this one's a cable, so, but a lot of the drive-by-wire stuff, it's a whole lot more advanced into tuning, but you can do so much more with it. So we'll get into that as we get into other tunes, but
right.
Man, we're just gonna keep rolling. We got, as of right now, probably 20 ATVs and side-by-sides and a couple of street bikes lined up, just one right after another. It's getting to be some long hours, but we're having a really good time, and that's what it's about. I've been tuning Harleys forever and tuning foilers and stuff even before the Harleys, and we just love it. It's just fun. I don't know that my vacation don't consist of coming down here.
Dave, you're in here at it again, man. This time you're in the 950 HOEX.
That's right.
Been tuning it. What you think about this unit?
It's a lot of fun. It's I don't know who grew up with the Odysseys, but man, this is an Odyssey on steroids. They're a lot of fun. A lot to be desired in the tunes in them as far as making them better. We're finding more and more of things you can do to make them more power but keep it smooth kind of deal. So that's what we're working on today. Already got some really good tunes for this one, especially max power tunes. Today we're kind of just working on smoothing it out, making a throttle come in to where it don't jump in so hard. A lot of people are getting throttle jump confused with the clutch locking in too fast, but it's really combined effort of both of them. You can smooth it out a whole lot. So this particular one is drive-by-wire, so the ECU determines a whole lot of what happens there. So even though you guys as riders are giving it 100% throttle, ECU actually is determine what you're getting, but it also determines getting it too fast. So people want to add a whole lot of throttle to it quicker through the torque tables and stuff, but realistically you can be giving it half pedal and be wide open or full throttle. Well, that takes away a lot of the leverage or smoothing out of it. But on the other side, they come stock to where at lower RPMs you give it wide open and it doesn't open the throttle all the way. So even though you as the rider are asking for it by giving throttle pedal, the ECM actually is determined through torque limiter tables and other stuff on what you're actually getting. So as tuners, it ain't all about air-fuel ratio, it ain't all about the max timing. There's lots of things built behind the scenes that we have to go in there and change to give you a smooth but most horsepower. Because like we've said before, we're selling horsepower. Everybody wants to see the max horsepower numbers and stuff, but us as tuners, we want to see the max horsepower when you ask for it, but we also want to see 50% throttle when you're asking for 50% throttle, not 75 or 80% throttle. We need our clutches engaged and smooth. We just need it to do what we're telling it to do, and that's what tuning's about. Do what I ask you to do, and it takes a lot of behind the scenes in these maps to make that happen. And that's what we're doing today. Just, hey, I'm telling you to do this, and you do it for me, and that's what we're asking. Look, Blake, at all this horsepower dust.
Dave, we're here again with the CFORCE 800, but we're on our other dyno here at your shop. You've been spending a lot of time with each of the CFMOTOs and getting them dialed in, and you've been kind of using both dynos, and you've been spending a ton of time on these things, man. And I don't know, what we could share with the people, but just a little bit about being able to do that and some advantages that we have being able to use both dynos and stuff.
There's lots of benefits to both dynos, and of course a dyno is just a tool. The more tools we got in our toolbox, the better job that we can do, is kind of how we look at it. There's some great aspects of both dynos. One thing that we like about this one, of course, is that it's got the built-in eddy brake. So literally we can put any amount of load on this thing. You could put it at wide open throttle and I could brake the dyno and literally kill the bike or drag it all the way down.
Right.
So we can simulate, hey, we're putting in clutch kits for mud riding. Well, we could simulate what we feel like would be normal brake or normal mud drag, normal sand drag, any of those things. Just with a touch of a button, we can load those up.
Bog it down.
Yeah, so those are good benefits. If you're wanting to know how hot belts get, man, all we got to do is start breaking it. Let's really put some pressure on it. Blake's got the FLIR or the temperature gun. They also got temperature sensors they can put on the belts, and they spent a lot of time over the last several months just because of the controversy on the internet about belt temperatures and stuff, which has gotten a little bit ridiculous. But anyways, I haven't seen anybody put more time and effort into making sure that they're giving you guys the real information. I work for my brother a lot of times on these tunes and stuff, and I'm not really biased. I just enjoy what I do. So when he tells me to start testing this stuff to make sure that he's giving the best product he can, dude, that's my job. That's all I do is I come in here and I start dynoing and I start testing. Blake's got all these cool ideas, and this dyno just gives us the opportunity to really get ahead of the game on seeing real world and not internet world of what's going on. So we like these dynos. We've had this four-wheeler on his dyno today. It's going to be on this dyno. We've learned a few things, and now we're going back to his dyno as soon as we get off to do some more testing. We just love the information, and that's what it's about. Better product for you guys. More time spent here means a better time for you guys.
Steve, I hear we've got some exciting news for some people around the world, around this nation. Maybe tell us a little bit about that.
This segment is more for other dealers and other independent shops around the United States and also world. Something new that Team MSC will be doing that we've never offered before is we'll be setting up dealers to sell the Team MSC tunes. My brother's a master tuner and he's been putting all sorts of hours in trying to get you the absolute best tunes, and guys, I'm telling you, I am amazed at what he's doing, the progress he's made. And we want to offer this service all around the United States and around the world. If you are a cycle shop or another dealer and you would like to sell the Team MSC tunes, we put together a program for you where customers can bring you their bike or they can send you their ECU. We will send you the information you need to put in their ECUs based on all the dynoing and everything that we have done and my brother has done. It's just going to be an awesome setup. So we want to welcome you, any dealers that are interested in what we've got going on here and you want the absolute best tune that there is, reach out to us. We're going to be making dealer applications very soon, and we will be sending out tools to our dealers to start selling the Team MSC tunes, and we are very excited.
Hey, that is exciting, Steve, and Lord, I've been with Dave for several days now filming and going back and forth to a shop and putting in a lot of work. Yes. Ain't no doubt, and we're excited about the future and developing even more tunes for the future lineup and everything that is to come.
One thing I would like to throw in there is we're going to be more specializing now. Whatever, and y'all may have already hit this a little bit this week, but our tunes are going to be way more specific than they've ever been. If you're running, and I'm just saying something kind of crazy to create a picture here, but if you're running a RJWC pipe, you need a certain tune for that pipe. If you're running a GSE or Team MSC pipe, whatever modifications you have, we're going to offer multiple tunes for each model. And also with the My Genius that we have and we sell to customers, if I'm not mistaken, Blake, it holds 10 tunes. So if you get the My Genius and say you put a pipe on today and you needed a different tune tomorrow because you added an air filter or you've done anything, we will be selling tune updates, and it'll be a fraction of the price of what the other, when you buy your first one, it'll be a fraction of the price of that. With the My Genius, it'll hold the first tune, the second tune, the third tune, the fourth tune, I think all the way up to 10. So you'll just be able to go back and forth depending on your modifications. That is something we're excited about as well, as the offerings on the tunes is fixing to be, it's going to be a game changer. The CFMOTO world has not seen what we're fixing to do.
And we just got a lot of good stuff coming your way, so make sure you subscribe. Make sure that you leave a comment on this video. Keep watching. If you're on Facebook, make sure that you join the MSC CFMOTO group on Facebook, and you'll see a lot of great stuff there. But Steve, did you have something else?
Yes, I just wanted to mention one other thing. I don't want to get too hung up on CFMOTO. You know, that is kind of been our specialty for forever, but I don't want to get hung up. Now, my brother, which is a master tuner, he's been tuning Polaris and Canam, and his big thing is Harley Davidson motorcycles. So this is not just about CFMOTO. That's not all we do. If you've got maybe your wife's got a CFMOTO and you've got a Polaris, or vice versa, whatever, we got a tune for anybody in the Polaris Canam world too, or maybe you've got a CFMOTO and you've also got a Harley Davidson street bike. Just know we've got a tune for whatever you're riding, we've got a tune for it.
Well, guys, like I said, a lot coming your way. God bless y'all. As always, remember to keep it real. We'll see you in the next one.